Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have not done this in a while, but I have a few products that I've been saving up that have been sent to me in PR, which I'm always so thankful for, but I wanted to try them out with you on camera. I have not tried any of these products before. So we have some stuff from Kokie Cosmetics, we have Lottie London, and we have Smashbox. So this face is going to turn out to be, I think, a fairly neutral look, but my goal with the items that I have is to be just glowy and pretty, and it's probably, again, gonna look fairly like neutral, but I think it could be really lovely if these products work well. So let me go over what I have. I did receive the new concealers, which is the Double Time Full Cover Concealer from Kokie. They sent me all the shades. I think this one is going to be the best match for me, which is oddly deep tan. Is that correct? That doesn't seem, whoa, that is a much deeper color than I thought it was. I probably should have saved some more. So this one is Tan Peach. And this is much, actually, maybe Tan Peach is going to work. It's so weird because doesn't that look pure white to you? But anyway, we're going to try that concealer. I do already have on a tinted moisturizer and my eyebrows, but that's going to be kind of the only face product for like a base product. Then I have two different concealers. One of them I'm really nervous about because I do know that this wound up on someone's worst of 2023 list, but I do still want to try it. This is the Cheeky Glow Liquid Highlighter Wand. I have a tendency to really like liquid highlighter wands like this. I'll pat them on, and if that doesn't feel like it's enough, this one I'm really nervous about. But Lottie London has sent me this no less than like 3 times, and I feel like I finally need to try it. So this is the Diamond Bounce Illuminating Highlighter. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is white. It is like white diamond. It is very, very, very shimmery. I haven't touched it yet. The sparkles are also like white silver, so they're not like blue sparkles or gold or anything like that. So this could be okay, but this definitely looks like it's going to be a very glittery highlighter. Maybe I'll use this for inner corner. We also have from Lottie London, we have the Jewels eyeshadow palette. So this again is very neutral, but it is pink leaning. I'm a little worried because it's hard to tell, obviously, with mattes in a pan, but the mattes don't look, they look a little dusty in the pan, but that could mean nothing. I haven't swatched this. I haven't touched it. I'm really curious. The shimmers look really lovely, though. We do have, like, technically 1, 2, 3 intense shimmers, okay? I'd say that 1, 2, 3 are pretty intense. But then these 3 are also sort of shimmery. So there's only 3 mattes in this 9-pan palette. But I do think there's a nice range from very light to pretty deep. So that makes me happy and gives me a little bit of confidence. We do also have, so I have 2 different liners. The Smashbox one that I have is the Always Sharp Waterproof Kohl Liner. And this says to twist it off. Okay, so this is a pencil liner. Okay, I think, wait, no. Oh, this, you know what, you guys? I did try this in a video. Do you remember this where I tried to twist it up and the entire eyeliner fell out? Ooh, that's why I didn't use it again. That's why I didn't use it again. Okay, so we're not using this Smashbox liner today because it was broken upon arrival. That's cool. But maybe we'll try this one. So this is, again, from Lottie. This is the Stamp Liner, which is a stamp and eyeliner duo. And it has like the stamp where you can make a wing. Those tend to not work great on me because I do have, crow's feet, and a lot of times these don't work on that. And also, like, I kind of usually look forward when I'm doing my eyes. We're going to try it though. We're going to try it. It is just plain black, ultra black, and it does also come with a liquid liner. So if it works, then it works. And then I have 2 lip glosses also from Lottie. So am I only using, no, I'm using Lottie and I'm using Kokie. But these are in Hot Cocoa and Marshmallow. One is like a strange color. It's like a goldy brown. It almost looks like it's gone rotten in the packaging. Let's hope it hasn't because I'm putting it on my mouth, okay? And then the other one is a very pale pink. So again, this look will probably be quite neutral, but I'm excited to try this. So let's start with the concealer though. I'm gonna start with the lightest. Again, the phrase full coverage sort of makes me a little bit anxious because I don't really do a full coverage base with anything. So I'm going to start very small with this, and I'm going to be using a sponge today. This is ironically a Lottie London sponge. I hated this whole collection of theirs, the Vampire Diaries, but this sponge I freaking love. But We're going to start off with a very small amount. The doe foot is quite large. And then we'll see where we want to go from there. Again, I do have tinted moisturizer on, but I don't bring that under my eyes. So I'm going to start with a light dot that looks very warm toned, but I don't think it's going to be white or anything like that. And we're just going to blend this out to see. Oh, this is definitely a fuller coverage. Yeah. All right. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this on screen. The reason I don't wear full coverage is because, you know, as I get older, the skin under your eyes becomes a little bit thinner, and mine is a little bit thinner. So anything full coverage just tends to look cakey on me. Like you guys saw, I did one dot for my whole under eyes, and actually blended out is not too bad, but it's definitely like a little bit creasy and a little bit goes a very long way, but it is a little bit creasy under my eyes. This is absolutely full coverage though. So if you are a full coverage queen, like you might love this. I think the consistency feels very nice. It feels quite hydrating, but it's just not for me. I'm going to go ahead and take just whatever's left over my sponge onto my eyelid as a base, as I do sometimes, and that'll spread it out as well. It's definitely not bad, actually. I did sheer it out quite a bit by pouncing it in with a wet sponge. And it's weird because it doesn't feel tacky. So, I mean, I'm assuming I probably should set it. But for now, I'm not even going to set it because I don't use powder that often, if you know me. So I'm going to try to leave it. What do you guys think so far? It's not terrible, actually. I think the sponge really helps to add that moisture back in. And it did a good job of covering dark circles or any like imperfections. You know what? Let me try it over here. You know what, let me take a brush. I'm going to take a very, very tiny, very precise brush, and I'm taking the tiniest amount. And right here, if you can see, I do have a sunspot. I've always had it there for a very long time. And I will pounce some concealer over this. It's still very much there, but I used such a small amount. So I'm going in with a bit more. So that did a nice job of diminishing it a little bit. It is still there, and that's how I prefer my skin to be. I don't prefer to cover up my freckles, to completely cover up any sunspots. I just like them to not be center stage sometimes, so I'm actually okay with the way that that looks and feels. I am shedding so much today. Oh my God, you guys, look at this. This is like a handful of hair. Since I don't have a new bronzer, I'm going in with my usual. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. I'm going to hit pan on this like any day, and it's going to kind of be a sad day when it's gone because this is an expensive piece of makeup, but to be honest, like I am using it so much. Like it feels so good to use a makeup product till it's completely gone. Like I feel like it's not terribly difficult to use like shampoo or hairspray until it's gone. But I feel like a makeup product, especially like a big old bronzer the size of my freaking head, that's an accomplishment and I deserve a medal. Now for my blush, I want to use something that has like a little, I don't have too many matte blushes, but I want something that doesn't have a whole lot of shimmer to it because I do want to test these highlighters. So I'm going in with my Finding Ferdinand blush. This is in it's the Summer Abroad collection. This is Paloma. This might be sold out. I will, of course, link everything I can down below. I'm just taking a very little bit because this is a more intense blush, but I do want it to be there. I just don't want it to be a super shimmery blush today, so we can test it out. But it does definitely have like a little bit of luminosity to it, but not much. This color is just so pretty. Oh my gosh. If you haven't tried the Finding Ferdinand blushes yet, cream blushes, these are amazing. Like the quality is so light. It's so light feeling. It's so hydrating and just, I don't know. I haven't not met a color yet that I haven't liked. So I put a very little bit of that blush on. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do the eyes first or the highlighter. But you know what? I think I'm going to do the eyes first. So again, as my base, oh my God, hair everywhere. As my base, I just have the eyeliner packed over top. And by the way, that did set down nicely. And it didn't emphasize my creases. So maybe that's not the worst thing yet. So we're going to go in with this eyeshadow palette. You guys, I'm dead serious. I'm finding like clumps of hair. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. But again, I want to keep this fairly neutral today. So I think I'm going to start with this color. The colors, do they have individual names? They do. So this is Nudie. It is a beigey kind of like my skin tone kind of color, like my skin tone personally. And I'm just going to buff this all over. Yeah, this is pretty much like almost an exact match for my skin tone personally. Obviously, this will be like highlighter shade on some people, or it will be a very, very light tan bronze, or brown rather, on people who have very fair skin tones. You know what though? I really appreciate a color like this personally, because I feel like there are certain days where I don't want to wear a whole lot of eyeshadow. I just want to cancel out the red, and I feel like this does a nice job of that. So I'm not mad about this actually. All right, so again, it probably looks like nothing on camera, but it did just cancel out the red. It evened everything out. So it kind of makes for a really nice base, which I appreciate. I'm trying to decide. I think next I'm going to take a little bit more of a defined brush, and I am going to go into, what is this shade over here? This is Deluxe. So this is kind of a rose mauve shade. So funny, like I would never gravitate towards shades like this. And in my last few videos, I keep gravitating towards shades like this. So for this, I don't know what the pigment is going to be. I'm just going to put this in my crease and out here on the outer corner. This has some nice pigment to it. I've been tapping away a lot of the extra because I don't want this to be intense. But like it builds up nicely. It's going into the crease nicely. Yeah, this is a pretty just overall neutral pink. This is a nice color. Okay, I will say that it's hard to tell, but in the pan, there's a lot of kick up. And when I tapped away the excess, it is now like all over the table in front of me. And I know that that's what happens when you tap, but like, can you see how much is coming off? Like it's a lot. I do find that to be true though with a lot of more inexpensive shadows. And I'm not, you know, downing drugstore or more inexpensive shadows, but a lot of times when you do tap off the excess, like a lot goes flying. But again, I'd kind of rather have that happen than I have none on my face. I have none on my face. So I'm fine with it being on the table, not so fine with it being on my face. So that is very pretty and very neutral. So I'm just going to go in. I want to try this color up here. So this is Gleam. And let me see if when I touch it with my finger, it's pretty. It's definitely, it's a more subdued gold, if you will. Not subdued. It's just, I think, have I become a snob a little bit? I might have become a snob a little bit with when it comes to shimmers, because I feel like so many indie brands are killing it with really like wet looking metallic shimmers right now. So I need to keep that in mind. I'm just putting this on as a light wash on my lid because I don't even want like a base on here. I just want this to be, and by the way, I found out recently that a lot of people get the ick when people put on eyeshadows with their fingers. Totally cool. I'm not one of those people. I like to do this sometimes just because, like, especially with shimmers, it gives me the opportunity to either pack it on or swipe it on, and it's just like nice and easy for me. I'm trying to figure out what to say about this. I'm adding a touch more of that like rosy color. I don't dislike it, but it's definitely not a very intense shimmer, but this is great for like in the office, if that's the kind of vibe you want to go for. Like, how long did this look take me? Like 3 minutes or something like that? Right there, you could stop and be good to go. It's pretty. It's very, very neutral, but it's pretty. The quality's okay. I think, again, my issue is, you know what? Hold on a minute. I want to see how much this palette costs. Okay, you know what? This palette retails for about $8, which, you guys, that's a really, really reasonable price. And I do think that for $8, the quality is very decent. It's not bad at all. We've got okay color payoff. It's really good. Now, I do think that this might be one of those cases of like, you get what you pay for, in that like, if you're expecting, I'd say even like a about a $15 palette. 15 is probably the most I would pay for this. But $8, that's really, really, like, that's a very decent price. So what I'm going to do next, I am going in with an angled brush, and I want to take some of this middle color, which is Dusk. So Dusk is a very deep purple brown. It's right in between the two, and I'm tapping off almost everything. And I want to stamp that right over here just to add a tiny bit of depth. So yeah, all that does, again, it's just adding a little bit of depth to the look, but it's not overtaking anything. I want this to still be quite soft. I feel like that looks a little more unblended than it does in person. But yeah, all it does is just add a tiny bit of depth on the end here. I'm also going to take that color, again, very lightly on the brush, and I'm going to kind of put it just right on the outer corner of the eye against the lash line. And there we have it. Like, I wanted this to be a more calm look. I wasn't expecting drama with this. I was just expecting pretty, and it is pretty. Now, would I call this like the best palette I've ever used? Personally, no. But do I think that this would probably make... Dudes, you know who this is good for? Like Gen A, those kids who are like 10 years old and just getting started with makeup, because I can't believe I just said 10 years old starting with makeup, because I definitely didn't mess around with makeup until I was like a little bit older. But anyway, they're getting started much younger now. I think this is great for that, like that age group, because they can play with this, but it's not like too dramatic and it's not too expensive in case they decide they don't like it. This, I don't know. Or maybe this is great for like your mom who doesn't own much makeup and you want to just give her a little something to freshen up her kit. I think though that if you are a makeup obsessed person, like so many of us are, I don't know that this will be your top pick, but it is cute. Now, before I move on to the cheeks, where is that? Okay, so I'm gonna go with this stamp liner. Now this is gonna take the look up a little bit because it's going to make it a little more dramatic than it was. But let's see. Okay, so it is sealed in the box and then it is sealed. Oh gosh, I hate these little plastic things. Will this be any kind of ASMR? No, this will just be uneventful. Okay, so this is very thick. This is like a mascara wand thick. So on one end, we do have, so this is the stamp. As you can see, it is a triangle, and that's the way they always are, and you're supposed to stamp it this way. And then on the other end should just be a liquid liner. That is a fat liquid liner. Ooh, I don't know how that's going to work, but you know what? We're going to give it a try. So for this, I'm going to kind of have to look straight ahead into my mirror. But I'm just going to go ahead and I line up the bottom of it with my lower lash line. So what's hard to see, I know this sounds so dumb, but the whole component is black. Under the triangle is black. So when you're stamping, it's almost like hard to see the line of the black sponge or stamp. So let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't even see it. So this isn't bad because what it does, now you'll see it's not filled in all the way, and I usually don't expect these to be. This just makes for a good template. For a lot of people, it's very hard to make that template and get them even. So I do think that this is not bad. It actually went on pretty moist. Do I need to make an effort to say that in every single video now? I'm not going to do it, I promise. So that was very quick and very easy. Again, so not bad at all. And I'm going to fill that in first, and then I'll do my upper lash line. So there it is, just filled in on the end. It's a little thick, but it's not bad. This is a very stiff felt tip though. It doesn't feel good. This looks, I'm making this look pretty terrible. This is thick. I'm going to extend the wing. You don't have to. It's just a little thick for me, so I need that wing to kind of thin it out. Okay, it doesn't look bad. I think the stamp is a good idea if you have a lot of trouble making a wing. I really do. And I think the stamp quality on this is decent. I do not like the eyeliner. It is a very thick pen and it is very stiff and it hurts. And also I had to go over each line like 4 times. This is not a win for me at all. This is not a win. I'm just not a fan. So far, concealer, not terrible, but not great. The palette is there. This I'm not a fan of. So we got 3 products left, guys. And I might not use this, but we're not looking too great here for Lottie London yet again. All right, it is time for me to try this Cheeky Glow. The color is Peach Bellini. So it might have a nice peachy tint to it, I'm thinking. And I'm going to put it, this might be a blush topper, we don't know. Again, it does have one of these puff balls, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury wands. So what I'm assuming is the same. Yep, same as the flower wand as well. You unlock it by screwing, and then you press the top. We're going to see if we can see the product come out together. Do you see that? See the color rising to the surface. Okay, and what I like to do is once the color is in there, I lock it and you lock it back up. So it's right there. I'm going to try dotting it directly on my face on this side. I might wind up changing that. And then I'll pounce it in with either a finger or the Beauty Blender, but we'll see. Okay, it does have a light peach tint to it. I think that's actually really pretty. So it does emphasize my pores ever so slightly, but I think that's really, really lovely. Yeah, look at that. Like, so you can see definitely the highlight on this side as opposed to this is just from the blush. I'm going to dot it on this side. A little bit goes a long way, which I always appreciate with these. Okay, look at that. I mean, I don't think that's too bad. I'm going to put a little bit on my nose. I love a liquid highlighter on the tip of my nose and on my chin. I think that looks really nice. Now, again, it's not the same quality as the Charlotte Tilbury, but I think it's really pretty and I will be keeping and using this. So far, this is my winner. Again, you can sort of see a little bit of pores, but do we need to do this for science? Because I kind of feel like we need to. How do you even apply this? Is this going to feel gritty? I have a feeling it's going to feel gritty and I'm nervous. So this is the brush I usually use for highlighter. This is the Moda BMX 265 Glow. Okay, it doesn't feel as gritty as I thought it would. Guys, it's straight glitter though. You know what? It's makeup. It'll wash off. So I'm dapping. I'm dapping into this. I'm tapping away some extra. Definite glitter. Oh. So this is glitter, guys. This is a glitter topper. Keep that in mind. I don't like glitter personally as a highlighter. I'm putting it on the other side just because I feel like we need to match. I don't personally love glitter as a highlighter, but I mean, maybe as a body highlighter. No, this is not my vibe. This is glitter. I'm going to pounce this out. Maybe it'll help blend it in a little bit, but like it's glitter. This is not for me. This is not for me. It's straight glitter. Oh, it's not cute. It's not cute, but I like this a lot. So it's a balance, but I'm going to go ahead. Let me line my lips and then we're going to try these. Which one should we try? I feel like I need to try the brown one, the one that looks like something's wrong with it because I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, so there's a sticker on either end that I just had to cut off. And then there's like those like little glue tabs. Look at this, holding in everything. So you have to rip off the glue tabs. Oh my God. I'm just ripping the packaging. Actually, this is a lip oil. Okay, just to make sure I'm saying this correctly. So I'm using a Natasha Denona liner. This is in Noah. And I just want to create a line for the oil to stay in. So let's see. And I wonder if this smells like hot cocoa. Oh, it smells like something. It doesn't smell bad. I don't know if it smells like hot cocoa or like fake chocolate. And here's the thing, guys, I'm technically allergic to chocolate. Maybe this isn't my smartest idea. I'm not going to put this one on because if there's actual cocoa in there, I don't want to mess like with my allergies. Did you know I'm allergic to chocolate? I'm allergic to chocolate. So fun fact, I'm going to try the marshmallow one. I am not allergic to marshmallows. This color might be a little too light. Let's see. This does not smell like marshmallows at all. It smells really good and fruity, but not marshmallows. Whoa. Okay, guys, that's unexpected. This feels so good. This feels so good. It smells so good. It tastes good. And my lips look so big and juicy. Ooh, that's unexpected. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw on mascara real quick because I just realized I forgot to do that. And we'll be right back and we'll chat about my feelings. All right, so here is the final look. Let's go over each product. And now that it's been like sitting on my face for a while and talk about it. First, this Kokie Double Time Full Coverage Concealer. I don't know how I feel about it yet because the thing is the result is kind of nice. My eyes do look not as dry as they did when I originally applied it. Now, I do think that was from using a damp sponge. I think that definitely helped, but I didn't set it with powder and there's no luminosity. It's not moving around. It's definitely set down. So I do think a little bit goes a very long way. And I think it felt really nice going on. It's just more a matter of me personally because I don't use full coverage. But I think if I dab it on a little bit and use a sponge, that it could work for me. What do you think? Like, are you guys full coverage babes? Tell me down below. As far as the makeup, so this eyeshadow palette, I think the look turned out cute. I think it looks really pretty. Will I be reaching for this often? Personally, probably not. Only because I have an extensive collection at this point. Makeup is literally, like, I was going to say it's the only thing I collect. I also collect plants, but I'm not putting plants on my face yet. If I do that, be prepared. It might be coming on my Instagram or my TikTok anyway. But as of right now, the biggest thing I collect is makeup, and I love it and I enjoy it. And there are certain brands that are a little bit higher end that I feel like maybe the quality is a bit better than this. So I'm personally not going to reach for this often, but however, I do think this could make a really cute gift for somebody who maybe is not as makeup obsessed. I think it's a really cute color story. The quality isn't bad at all. The shimmer is not intense, but it is still a shimmer. So if you know somebody who maybe is just looking for like a little gift, a little pick-me-up, this could be cute. As far as the stamp, I have to say that I don't love this, namely because of the liner. The liner is too thick and the pointy, like sharp pen is too pointy and sharp, okay? It actually hurt my eyes personally. I think the stamp worked really well for what I expect it to do. I never expect the stamp to be completely opaque. I always expect to have to fill it in a little bit. So I don't think it was bad for that. Oh, something in my eye. But would I ever buy this? No. Would I ever suggest that you buy it? Probably not as well. I have used the Kaja stamp before as well, and that one I do think is a little bit better because the point on the liner was much thinner and much more flexible, so it was not as painful. This is crazy. So I just had a little hair here, and I still have it somewhere that I had to wipe away. But as I did, I'm going like this and running my fingers under my eyes. It did set down to be quite dry. It is quite dry. Like, you do not need to set this with a powder. It just sets itself. So to keep that in mind. As far as the highlighters, I was surprised. I actually really enjoyed the Cheeky Glow. I think that it does, like, I don't know if it does emphasize your pores any more than like the Charlotte Tilbury or the Flower Beauty one would, but I think it's really cute. I think the color was really pretty. It was a very, very light peach color. I thought that was nice. This is a big hell no from me because it's glitter. It's straight glitter. Now, if you like a glitter highlight that is just straight like white silver glitter, maybe you'll like it. I don't think so though. I don't like this one at all. I really don't enjoy that. But this lip oil, this is beautiful. I love this. I'm almost bummed that I don't feel comfortable using the hot cocoa one, but I'm glad to be able to pass that one on to a friend. But like, this is gorgeous. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks on my lips. Like, this looks like a gloss times 10 and it feels good. Now, I do not expect any lip oil to stay on through like eating or be there at like the very end of the day. So please keep that in mind. But this I'm really impressed with, and this I'm really impressed with. This I'm more impressed with than I thought I would be, and same thing. So the only things, these are my big like no-nos. The rest of them, like, nothing was mind-blowing the best thing I've ever used, but not terrible either. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? What products, especially from Lottie London, which ones are your favorites? Because they have sent me several at this point, and a lot of them unfortunately have not worked for me. But when they do, like, I really enjoy these two. These are going to become like staples for a little bit. But that's it. If you liked this video, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. That helps out my channel so much. Also, wait, look at my cute Mickey shirt that I got when I was in Disney. Isn't it cute? And this color is so good. Oh, I love this sweatshirt. I love it so much. Anyway, you all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. And I love you so much with my whole heart. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.